Thank you for joining me. All the supplies will be listed down below. And now let's get started with our first DIY. Hello, I hope everyone's doing good. This first DIY was inspired by an anthropology basket that I saw. But what we're going to use is these pet toys. With a pair of scissors or something sharp, just poke around at the toy until you find where it ends or begins, I guess you could say, and start pulling it apart. It's not very hard. Again, these are the dog toys that you can find in the pet section of Dollar Tree. For this project, I used 3 of them. What you're going to do first is get the size of bowl that you want to make your basket into. I used one of these serving tray bowls that you find in the party section of Dollar Tree, and I wrapped it around with saran wrap or plastic wrap, and then what you're going to do is start your basket in your hands first. Basically, the first twist is just going to be one ring, and then you can just place it on the bottom of the bowl and just start twisting it around. Make sure you use a good hot glue, or every once in a while put some E6000, since you're going to be placing things in this basket. At least I am, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to unravel. So what I used was the Gorilla Glue hot glue, which works really good on this rope. And like I said, this was inspired by the anthropology, and the one that I saw on their website was 2 different colors. So I chose to use the pink and black is what I had also. So I chose to use those for this basket. And you just twist them around. I'm going to use this for my remote controls on my coffee table, since we always seem to lose them. At least this way they'll have a place where they're supposed to be. And when you unravel the toys, sometimes they pull apart at the ends. So 2 different things you can do is, like what I did, was cut them off and then just start from there, or just put some hot glue and then twist them around the edges and then start hot gluing it to make your basket. For this size of basket, you use 3 of the toys. But I can see myself easily making one of these baskets, a bigger one, maybe with double the size of this one, to put some extra blankets by my sofa. And at the end, you just twist, like I said, just twist it together where it unraveled, and then put a generous amount of hot glue or E6000, whatever you choose to use, and hold it in place for a little while, and then set it aside and let it cool off before you pull it off of your basket. I'm sorry, off of your bowl. And then just simply pull off the plastic wrap. If you can see, some of the hot glue obviously got stuck to the plastic wrap, which is okay, because once you're done pulling it all off as much as you can, just get a blow dryer and blow it on high heat and blow dry it, and it'll melt off. Okay, for our next project, what you're going to use is one of these napkin holders and a ruler or some kind of even popsicle sticks. I just had this piece of wood lying around, so that's what I'm using, but you can use popsicle sticks also, or like I said, a ruler or something that's going to fit inside of these plastic. They're to put your shoes on, to help put your shoes on. I forgot what they're called, but you'll find them at the Dollar Tree, where all the socks and shoe polishes are at. But it's to help you put your shoe on. When you put the piece of wood inside this, the shoe helper, I guess you could call it, just hold it in place until it stays in there. Since it's plastic, it'll tend to fall like try to pop out if you don't hold it in place for a few seconds. And then once it's in place, just put some E6000 on the napkin holder, and then I put hot glue on the actual piece of wood. Then again, hold it in place for a little while just so it can stay. And then do the same to the other one. And what I wanted to do is I put zip ties on it just so it can stay secure until it cools off, and it gives the E6000 a chance to harden. With one of the wooden pictures that they have at Dollar Tree, I just outlined the size I needed in order to put in the shoe helpers. And once you outline it, just with the razor or sharp pencils or something, sharp scissors, I'm sorry, go ahead and cut out the size you need in order for you to slip this picture through the top of the stand, like so. And then using another picture frame of the same style, the wooden one, I'm going to put hot glue and E6000 on the bottom rings of the napkin holder and put it down onto the picture that's going to be on the bottom, which is going to be the base of this stand, like so. And just let it dry for a little while. You can easily just cover it if you're not planning to put anything heavy on this stand. You can just cover it and then hot glue and E6000 both boxes together. What I chose to put in there were some of the balloon holder stands that you can find at Dollar Tree that you put balloons on for parties or what have you. I just took them off of the foil and decided to put them in there so they could have some weight, since I'm going to use this outside and indoors. And then I glued both picture frames together. Once they're cooled off and you can move it around, using another ruler or piece of stick or popsicle sticks, you're going to place it in between both of the stands and then let it dry. Then using one of the platters from Dollar Tree, I put 10 in total popsicle sticks, 5 one way and 5 the other way, to make an X underneath the plate, the saucer, I guess you could say. And then I put E6000 and hot glue on the stick and also on both ends of the stand, like so. And then put the serving tray in the middle, and then let that cool off and sit for a while so the E6000 can have a chance to dry. Just place something heavy on top of the saucer so it can stay in place. And once that was all dry, I spray painted it. Our third project is going to be angel wings. Just using some cardboard or a poster board, extra poster board if you have any lying around like I did. You cut out the shapes of the wings, which is basically a teardrop, just cut in an angle, the bottom part. And I had this old book that I had bought at a thrift store of music notes. So what I did was I cut out smaller teardrops. I cut out about 30 of the long teardrops, and I want to say about 50 to 60 of the small teardrops. For the longer teardrops, just fold one of these book papers in half, and then just cut the long teardrops off, which are going to be the feathers of the angel wings. And for the smaller ones, you just fold a sheet of paper into 4 and do the same thing just draw or trace or freehand a teardrop the size of your paper and then cut those off. And like I said, I used roughly around 50 to 60 of the small ones. And you can use as many as you want or as little as you want. And what I did was just start hot gluing the bottom ones, the longer ones to the bottom. And then I went, as I went up, I started gradually hot gluing the smaller ones. For the second wing, I decided to do it different because it took me a while to do the first wing. What I did was just put a line of hot glue and start from the top and use the smaller ones first. And I did roughly about, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 rows of the small wing feathers, you can call them, on this angel wing. And my angel wings are 18 inches in height. So it's like 18 inches each wing. And each row, what you do is fold it up. You can see how I did that. And then at the bottom, which would be like the teardrop portion, top part of the teardrop, I guess you can call it, or the smallest part of this wing, you just put your longer ones. And you can see I cut them, but I wanted them to kind of fall out of the cardboard or poster board part so it could look like wings. And I did 2 layers, 1 row of 5, and then in between those 5 row wings or feathers, I put one in another one of the feathers on top of that, in between each one. And then once you're done, wherever you see that you need a small little feather, just go ahead and hot glue it until you're happy and satisfied with the way they both look. And you can see here, I just played with them and kept cutting them until I was happy, until I chose, you know, that was it. And I thought they were full enough. And then once I'm done with that, I had some of this metallic gold paint. So what I did was basically dry brush some of this metallic gold onto the paper or the feathers. And I basically, just like I said, just randomly painted it, dry painted it everywhere I saw fit or wherever it landed, really. And I did this to both of them until I was happy and satisfied to the way they looked. I made sure the long feathers on the bottom were covered, at least the bottom part of each feather, I guess you could call it. I wanted it to be kind of like an outline. So I made sure those were covered. After that, I just basically, like I said, dry brushed them until I was happy with the way they looked. You can use silver, also the metallic paint. You can get this paint at Walmart, where all the other paints are at. Using the ribbon from Dollar Tree, I cut it in half. And with 1/2 of the ribbon, I outlined the wings because I didn't want you to see the poster board. So I covered it with this ribbon. You can also choose to paint it or even put more of the, for instance, what I use, the music notes, and wrap it around. Once you're done putting it, the ribbon around the edging, using popsicle sticks or some kind of stick, you glue both of the wings together. And you can leave it like that. That's, it's good. It looks really pretty, but I chose to put a bow in the middle of my 2 wings using the striped yellow and gold or tan and gold ribbon from Dollar Tree, and then using the other half of the ribbon that I cut, I made a bow, and I just wrapped those around my finger 3 times, pull it apart, and then put it together, and then tie another little section of the ribbon in the middle to make a bow. Just a simple bow tie or a shoelace tie, I guess you could say bow. and I glued that to the striped ribbon. This is really cute for like photographers who want to take baby pictures, or in a nursery room, or a baby shower, or baptism centerpieces. This would look really cute. Basically, you could just get like one of those sticks, longer sticks, and hot glue that to the bottom, and put it on in a vase or a stand with some flowers on the bottom. It would look really pretty for a centerpiece. And then you just hot glue the ribbon to your bows on the very top, or wherever you see fit. I put mine on the top of the wings. And then just trim the bottom of the ribbons just to give it a cleaner look. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed these DIYs. And if you make any of these, please tag me on Instagram. I'll leave the information. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay blessed.